Hi guys, I wanted to record a video of me playing against 2200s, but I lost for the second time because I keep losing on time. You see, playing while talking to an audience and trying to see something clever, or close to clever, is not easy. So I wonder if I could play a 15-10 game. I'm going to cut the game anyway. Although, okay, fuck it. I'm going to play against this guy. Although the problem with playing 1510 is that you don't find people that are 2200. Otherwise I will go for it with ease. Absolutely. But I guess I could always try to explain you my thoughts and how to punish this player's mistake, if he's going to make any mistake. What is this, a Philidor where you flank to the bishop? Don't even know if I want to call it a mistake. I'll say this, I don't know what it is. Okay. Bishop c4 looks crazy logical. Don't see why not. So this is a sort of a pierce, but for some reason there isn't the e-pawn like you decided to take. So this is a sort of bad Philidor of a bad pierce. A piercidor. You feel me? Like really weird stuff. Let me drink my coffee. I'm really nervous today. I just lost 2 games. I was completely winning in 2 games and I lost on time. I had like 5 minutes less because I talk. So fucking annoying. Okay, so knight on f6. This is a move, but I guess you can just play this. I mean, yeah, I'm just going to play knight on c3. I wanted to play knight on c3 anyway. And then castle. Maybe f4, maybe not. Bishop g5 looks good. And we see. Now, a move that scares me is definitely something like a6. The point I need to be pretty careful. Maybe I should play bishop b3. Just avoiding all of that stupid stuff. If I play this, you play this, I play this, and I go back, maybe if you keep pushing. f4. Or bishop e3. Okay, let's start with bishop e3. I don't see the downside of this move. If you play this, whatever, I'm just going to play this. h3 might be playable, but it's not necessary. I could play, for example, a4. It is that now you cannot go for this stuff unless you go for it anyway. I didn't think about that. Why? Why would you do that? You were scared of this move? I don't know. Let me play a5, so now you cannot even play this. Just taking space, you know, trying to play positional, which is something I, objectively speaking, can't. And see. Maybe bishop b2? Or bishop a2? Bishop b2. Yeah, bishop b2. I like it. I genuinely can't understand if I'm better or not. I mean, I should be better. Oh wait. I'm definitely better, come on. h3, preventing this, f4 is coming. Why I want to play f4? Well, f4 looks really logical in a position like this. You see, if I manage to play f4, and maybe to play f5 or even e5, I'm going to open the position and I'm going to use the rook, which is on the same file of this pawn, which is attacked and pinned by the bishop. So it doesn't make sense. I'm just looking at the weakness in this position, and it's clearly this. So if I can manage somehow to put pressure on this pawn, I'm certainly doing well. What can I do now might be to reroute the knight. Queen takes, and I don't see tactics. So right now I cannot do that, but in the future I might want to play this. Now you see, a4, a5 was an incredible positional idea. Now you can't really move, and if you move this pawn, you're going to have weaknesses for all the game. Let's play this, obviously, best move. No question about it. This has to be the best move. Taking a ton of space. The knight has to go back on a terrible square. We cannot push this pawn right now. We could push this one once again. I'm not sure that's the way to go, but it could be. Because after I push this pawn, if you think about it, I could even put pressure on this one. But before doing that, another logical thing might be to just connect rooks. Yeah, and I don't see why not. I really don't see why not, although I have to be careful. This knight is coming. He's coming and he's going to put pressure on this pawn. This knight is not well placed. Like right now, it doesn't make any sense for me. I want the knight to go on f3, back on f3. Now what happens if you play this? I can take. So this knight was blocking my pieces, Now I can without it in order to attack this pawn once again. Well, in this case, you just give me a huge weakness. Yeah, and I'm going to accept it. Cannot say no. Now we can push. Now we can definitely push. Has to be a really good move. We take space. Again, still a lot of pressure. The knight now doesn't have a square to go. A decent square to go, at least. And after that, we are going to move the queen somewhere and figure it out. This is the idea. I could play this, for example. But if I play this now that I think about it, yeah, you have this move too. So it is bad, but I need to be careful. So I want to have out the knight. I would love to have a knight there. So let's start with this. Because my opponent is going to think something like, well, now this knight is crazy strong. I need to play h6, and I'm also defending the pawn, by the way. I need to play h6. But you're kind of wasting the time playing h6, and in the meanwhile, I'm going to without the knight on this square, only 4, and I'm going to play knight on d6. I really love playing with this time. I can finally talk. Can finally explain what I want to do. Okay, so next move might be this. Just, adding pressure. Getting really positional, and I have to say, I'm playing this pretty well. Maybe it's because I don't have to, play too fast. But yeah, if you guys like this format, I mean, with this time, please let me know in the comment, because yeah, I would love to know that. Now, if you play this attacking the knight, you have to keep in mind that you can still play this without the knight attacking the rook. So you just play this in order to attack something that has to move anyway, and you just gave a weakness to your opponent. So rook e1 is way better than this. But I'm also thinking about rook f2. Rook f2, you play this. But you're also threatening to get in this way. So yeah, what I want to do is just playing rook e1. I'm not attacking the knight. I mean, if you like to have a knight there, good for you. I might play queen on f3, just gaining a time for the sake of it. Yeah, obviously I have to take en passant. And this move is quite terrible by my opponent, doesn't make any sense. Now you just gave me a ton of weaknesses to take advantage of. If you push, you lose the queen. It's not that you give me a check and you do something in particular. Yeah, as I said, I wanted this knight on the square, but right now it doesn't make any sense. Okay, I could fix the pawn just by playing this move. What I could do something more clever, which is to literally move the king and say, okay, so what? Your plan didn't make any sense, which is true, his plan didn't make any sense. I'm just going to play this, avoiding any tactic on the king. We attack the knight. And I would love to play this move, but the knight is going to be defending. So what I can do in a position like this, I see that the knight is pretty strong, is pretty annoying. I'm going to attack it once again. You might say, well, isn't this a bit too much? I mean, you have a king there, you need to be careful. Well, you see, if there isn't anything attacking the king, you shouldn't be that scared. For example, if you play this, which is the only thing I have to consider, I might even, let's say you play this instead of moving the knight. I might even think about playing something like rook e2. I lose the bishop and you lose the knight, for example, but I'm not sure. Like, you give me a check, a move, and then what? I don't think there is a perpetual for you. I can just move away. So I don't think I should have any sort of problem. Now, this is annoying. If you remove the knight and you remove the queen somehow, this comes. And also the bishop is under attack. So what happens if I play this? And you play this, I'm going to play this. I attack the pawn. And this is defended. Yeah, everything should be fine. I could even think about playing the move c3 at this point. Since this knight is so annoying, he needs to go somewhere else. For example, if he goes on b5, he's finally square where he's absolutely not annoying. So I would love him to be there. And if he goes on e6, since it is really annoying, I can just take it. Yeah, to be fair, I feel like the quality of the games playing with this time is way higher. Okay, as I said, I could just leave out the knight. Don't see any problem with this move. I'm threatening to take and win the knight, so you need to be pretty careful. Once again, this doesn't work because the queen is defending. If you play rook d8, thinking you're clever, c3 comes and I think I win the game. No, actually not, because you can play this defending the rook, but because you will be pretty lucky. Alright, you go back now voluntarily, and I think your idea is that, well, you're defending the pawn and you're also attacking this. Tell you something, I hate this knight with every part of my body. Let's take, bishop take, knight take, pressure on the pawn, we're probably going to win it, pressure on the bishop is attacking absolutely nothing, and this move is absolutely terrible. I can still defend and win the pawn in the future, and let's say you push, well, I can play this or even play this. Positionally speaking, this is over. Absolutely over. Let's defend the pawn. No need to rush once again. We can win the pawn later or have another kind of advantage. This position is like +4 probably. You see, what you guys should understand is that activity is more important than material. If you have to get a position like this, where you cannot basically use any of your pieces, all of your pieces are terrible, you don't have counterplay, because you want to defend a single pawn, a single double pawn, like you're going to get destroyed. Just give the pawn away and play for counterplay. Just go for counterplay, for active play. This is just terrible. Look f1, if you play this we attack the queen. Easy stuff, this is coming. Attacking the queen. The knight is going to be a monster, this pawn is going to fall. If you push the pawn, I play this first, then I play this first, putting pressure on the pawn, and then we win the pawn with queen on 2. If you give your opponent the chance to be really active, your opponent is not going to have any problem, because as you see, I have so many good options, while my opponent has pretty much zero. He cannot do anything, like you move the bishop, okay, I win the pawn attacking it. You move the rook, okay, I win the rook. Literally win the rook. What are you going to do? Push this pawn, okay, I win the pawn. Queen is hanging. Queen take, take. Rook take, take. And we will see. Yeah, you see, this move, like, is to attack to material. Let's play this first. I might even play this now that I think about it. A crazy pressure on everything. I mean, you're going to lose this pawn anyway, it's kinda pointless to push it. Just use this time, instead of pushing the pawn, to develop pieces. Okay, I'm going to play this and win the pawn. The fact is that if you play this, you're going to win this, so right now I have no problem because there is the knight on e4 defending. So my idea is that I remove this pawn, I move the knight, and after they attack me, I have the move b3. While if there is the pawn on c4, I wouldn't have it. If you take, I can just stick with the queen, obviously. Right now, there is no way to defend this pawn, so let me tell you something, it's time to think about something else, like counterplay. For example, even rook d8 is not a great move, but you don't have great moves in a position like this. This position is lost. Like, really lost. This point is like, I don't know. Wouldn't be surprised if it's something like +6, +7. It's such a good position. Now you are actually threatening this. But after we take the pawn, I feel like you're not threatening too much. You might even want to sacrifice the rook. Like, this knight is stronger, objectively speaking, is stronger than the rook. This bishop is terrible. I'm not going to give the knight for the bishop. So knight c5 is going to be the next move. Let's just bring the knight into the game. But yeah, right now, there isn't too much to do, to be fair. Just, I don't know, maybe rook b8. Okay. Kinda sensible. As I said, that knight was way better than that rook. Like, no question asked. Okay, let's take the file. I don't want to give my opponent any kind of counterplay. So this is the best way to do that. I'm just going to take the file. This rook is already good where it is. At least I'm defending the pawn which is pinned right now. And I might want to move the rook now, for example. Which, yes, I think is the way to go. Now you gave me this new weakness and I should do something about that. You can take this pawn and instead of playing like my opponent is doing, trying to defend it, I'm going for activity, which is way better. Because okay, in the meanwhile that you take this pawn, not only I'm going to take this, I have discovered this, I win the queen, I win the king. As simple as that. So is it worth it to defend the pawn? Obviously not. And you shouldn't think, well, I'm defending the pawn first and then I'm going to attack. Because if you waste this time, you might find something to defend. Yeah, this guy. Really? Okay. I don't have to think now. I play this. You give me a check. Whatever that does, I just block. You take and you can resign, even if you give me a check, because once again, you need to move. And this is coming. That's what I was talking about. Activity is always better than material. I don't give a fuck about the bit of pawn if I can win in the next move. Okay, obviously with the rook, if you are attacking never played queens, it's not clever. You take with the rook. He has to waste the time. He has to waste 2 times. And now we are going for the win. Your glimmer of hope is that you somehow survive. You keep checking me. Now let's see if I can mate you first of all. I play this, check. This is literally the only move. I don't see a way to mate you. Let's say I play this. Queen check, only check you have. I play this, the pawn is pinned, so not getting mated. Although you have this check. And I'm actually getting mated unless I block like this. At that point, 2 attackers, the only way to defend is this. I don't know. It's actually more complicated than I thought. Take. Queen check. Queen blocks. Queen is hanging, rook is hanging. I think I found it. If you have a simpler way to win in a position where you are completely winning anyway, whatever you do, just go for it. We don't want it though, obviously. We can go for this. Bishop blocks. I play this. If you give me a check like this, I just block, and once again it's the same stuff. Okay, let's play this. Double pressure on the bishop. Queen and pawn endgames are really difficult. Like, they're not easy at all. They are easy to draw if you're winning. So I wouldn't love to go for that. I would love to trade queens. That's what I would love, because if I manage to trade queens, like the rook and the bishop are not the biggest piece ever. I don't care. I could even play it at that point and lose the endgame because this is promoting before my pawn. But I'm just saying, maybe I can win this pawn first and then play to trade everything. I figured it out, but I want to play queens, that's for sure. Okay, yes, I think so. Blocking like this. I guess you want to play queens. And if you don't have any check. So I can, for example, play this, or even push the pawn, threatening to take, or threatening to push once again. See, if I was playing a 10-minute game, I would have lost this game like 10 times already. But apparently this way, I get to play this in game 2. Okay, this blunders a full queen. Well, it was a really good game. I wanted to show you how to convert your advantage. But I mean, this is a full queen hanging. Do I want to go for content? Let's say he didn't hang his queen, okay? Because I would like to show you how to convert the game. Let's say he didn't hang the queen. What happens if I play this? Doesn't have any check anyway. I probably still win the game. Okay, let me go for this. Okay, and now you give me the content I wanted to give you, finally. Thank you so much, my friend. Now we played queens. How can you convert an endgame like this? We have the exchange, we are up a pawn. How can we win? Well, first of all, we can take this, threatening to win a full piece. I guess that's fine. He's playing so bad though. This blunders a full bishop. What can I do now? We just play king e4? Okay, fuck it. I'm just going to play king e4. Please defend the bishop. I want to show... Well, if you defend the bishop, I'm going to play this anyway. Well, the bishop is lost anyway. What can I say? Yeah, there's nothing to think about. There is absolutely nothing. I mean, to be fair, I would have resigned 20 moves ago. Okay, this guy already annoyed me a bit too much. Let's mate him. And that's it. I mean, if you don't want to resign, I make you lose, apparently. Okay, GG. Alright guys, what can I say? I think I explained you a lot of things this time because I actually had the time to do that. I don't think the analysis is needed. I think I took advantage of his positional mistakes pretty well. So I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you soon in the next one.